My name is Sophia Reynolds. I am 35 years old. At my baby's shower, a pregnant woman walked in and called my husband honey. I froze. Then she looked straight at me and said, I'm his wife, and I'm carrying his baby. She showed photos, messages, even a marriage certificate. Everyone believed her. They started blaming my husband, until I asked one simple question. Her face went completely pale. The house was full of light. Soft music played in the background, and pink and white decorations covered every corner. People were smiling, laughing, celebrating. It was my baby's shower. After 7 long years, I was finally pregnant. 7 years of waiting, 7 years of pain, 7 years of silent prayers. There were nights I cried alone, and days I smiled in front of others, pretending everything was okay. Doctors, reports, medicines, hope, and then disappointment, again and again. And every time I broke, there was one person who held me together. My husband, Ryan. He never blamed me, not even once. When people whispered behind my back, he stood in front of me. When I lost hope, he gave me his. It's okay, he would say, holding my hand. We have time. He was calm, patient, kind. The kind of man people trust without thinking. The kind of man I trusted with my whole life. And today, after everything we went through, we were finally here. A new beginning. I looked around the room. My family was there. His family too. Friends, relatives, everyone happy, everyone celebrating us. I placed my hand gently on my stomach, and a small smile appeared on my face. This is real, I whispered to myself. Ryan walked toward me, holding a small gift box. For you, he said softly. I smiled. You've already given me everything, I replied. He shook his head slightly. Not enough, he said. He always said that, like whatever he did was never enough for me. But for me, he was everything. People gathered around, laughter filling the room. Someone joked, after 7 years, this child is going to be extra special. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. But deep inside, I knew the truth. This wasn't just happiness. This was survival. We survived everything to reach this moment. The cake was brought in and everyone clapped. Make a wish, someone said. I closed my eyes. And for the first time I didn't wish for something, because everything I ever wanted was already here. I opened my eyes and looked at Ryan. He smiled at me. That same smile that gave me strength for years. The room felt warm, safe, complete. And then, the door opened. At first, no one noticed. But then someone near the entrance went quiet. One by one, the voices started fading. The laughter stopped. The music felt distant. A strange silence slowly filled the room. I turned my head, and saw her. A woman standing at the door. Heavily pregnant, her hand resting on her stomach, her eyes locked on Ryan. She smiled, then walked inside, as if she belonged there. Each step she took felt heavier than the last. People moved aside, confused. Whispers started. Who is she? Do you know her? I felt something tighten in my chest. She stopped in the middle of the room, right in front of everyone, right in front of us. Then she looked at Ryan and said softly, Honey, you didn't tell me about this party. My heart stopped. The room froze. No one moved. No one spoke. And in that moment, I felt something break inside me, because deep down, I knew whatever she was about to say next could destroy everything. The woman didn't rush. She stood there calmly, like she had all the time in the world. Then slowly she turned her gaze toward me. A faint smile formed on her lips, and she said, Ryan didn't tell you about me. My heart skipped. For a second, I couldn't even process what she meant. Slowly, I turned my head and looked at Ryan. He was frozen, his face pale, his eyes wide. What? He whispered. I don't even know you. His voice trembled. The woman let out a soft laugh. I told you, she said quietly. You should have told her. Then she stepped closer, resting her hand gently on her stomach. I'm his wife, she said clearly. We've been married for 3 years. My legs felt weak beneath me. And I'm 8 months pregnant, she continued, her voice steady. With his baby. The room erupted. Gasps, whispers, shock spreading everywhere. No way. This can't be happening. It felt like the ground beneath me vanished. 7 years of love, of trust, of pain. Was all of it just a lie? No. Ryan suddenly shouted, loud, desperate. I swear. I don't know her. He stepped forward. This is the first time I'm seeing her. But the woman didn't react. Her expression didn't shift. Instead, she looked at him with soft, almost affectionate eyes. Baby, don't be scared, she said gently. That word shattered something inside me. Tell them the truth, she continued softly. The truth that we love each other. Ryan shook his head. No, no, this is insane. You promised me, she said, her voice now slightly trembling. You would introduce me to your family. She stepped closer. I waited for 3 years. I didn't want to come like this, but I have no choice now. Her hand tightened over her stomach. I want my child to have your name. Tears filled her eyes, and for a moment, she looked real. So real, that even I felt myself hesitate. Enough. Ryan shouted. I don't know you. I've never seen you before. His voice cracked, and for the first time, I saw fear in him. Real fear. The woman didn't argue. She simply opened her bag and pulled out some papers. Then explain this, she said calmly. She held up photos. Pictures of her and Ryan together, close, smiling. My breath caught in my throat. Then messages. Printed chats. Love words, promises. And then a document. A marriage certificate. My hands began to tremble. But she wasn't finished. She pulled out one last paper. A DNA report, she said quietly. Confirming he's the father. The room fell into complete silence. Then chaos. How could you do this? Shame on you. Leave him. People started pointing at Ryan, judging him, tearing him apart. And this today, the woman said loudly. Ryan, tell them the truth. Tell them you love me. Tears streamed down my face. Everything inside me was breaking. 7 years, every memory, every moment. Was it all fake? I'm innocent, Ryan said again and again. I don't know her. His voice kept reaching for me, but the proof was overwhelming. For almost 10 minutes, everything stayed like that. Voices rising, accusations growing. The woman presenting more proof. Ryan defending himself over and over again. Both of them stood there. Both sounding real. Both sounding like they were telling the truth. And I stood in the middle, breaking, confused, completely lost. Then suddenly, a memory came back. Not just a moment, but a feeling. Years ago, when everything was simple, when it was just me and Ryan, we were sitting together, holding each other's hands. And we made a promise. No matter what happens, he said softly, looking straight into my eyes. No matter what situation we are in, we will never leave each other. His grip tightened around my hand as he continued, we will trust each other, even when the whole world stands against us. My eyes had filled with tears back then, and I nodded. Because I believed him. Because I knew him. And then he said something I could never forget. I can make mistakes, he whispered. I can fail. I can lose everything. But one thing, he paused, holding my hand even tighter. I can never cheat you. My heart trembled, remembering those words. We stand together, he said. Even when no one stands with us. That promise wasn't just words. It was our foundation, our truth. And suddenly, everything became clear. I came back to the present. The noise, the people, the accusations. But this time I didn't feel lost. I looked at Ryan again. Really looked at him. Not at the situation, not at the so-called proof, but at him. And there it was. The same eyes. No guilt, no hiding, no fear of being exposed. Only fear of losing me. Just one silent message. Please trust me. His eyes were filled with tears, because he was standing there losing everything. His respect, his name, his life. And no one believed him. No one except me. My heart broke in that moment. Not because I doubted him, but because he was alone. And I was the only one who could stand beside him. Slowly, I wiped my tears, took a deep breath, and something inside me changed. The confusion, the fear, the pain. It all turned into strength. I stepped forward. Enough. My voice was calm, but this time it carried weight. Power. The entire room fell silent. Every eye turned toward me. I didn't look at them. I looked at Ryan first. For a second, just a second. We said everything without speaking. Then I turned toward the woman. No matter what you show, no matter how real it looks, I know one thing. The room held its breath. My husband cannot cheat me. Silence. Heavy, deep. Ryan's eyes broke completely, tears rolling down his face. Because in that moment, when the whole world stood against him, I stood with him. And that changed everything. I turned toward the woman again, my face calm, my eyes sharp. But now, I said slowly, let's find out who you really are. She lifted her chin. I already told you, she said. I'm his wife. I nodded slowly. All right. A small, calm smile appeared on my face. Then let's take a small test. The room leaned in immediately. I stepped forward, standing right in front of her. You said you've been with him for 3 years, right? Yes, she replied quickly. Of course. Good, I said softly. Then you must know everything about him. She hesitated for a fraction of a second, then nodded again. Yes. I smiled. Tell me something simple. The room went completely silent. What is the one wish that defines his life? She blinked. What kind of question is that? She said nervously. Everyone has many wishes. You're right, I said calmly. But a wife, I looked straight into her eyes, a wife knows the one thing that matters most. She forced a smile. Fine, she said. He wants to become the richest man in the world. And suddenly, I laughed. Not loudly, but enough. Then slowly, others in the room started laughing too, because everyone knew Ryan never cared about wealth. I shook my head. I think you didn't prepare well. Her expression changed instantly. What are you talking about? She snapped. I'm his wife. I have proof. Let's try again, I said calmly. One last question. The tension in the room grew heavier. Tell me, I said slowly. What is his daily habit? The one thing he never skips. She hesitated again. Her confidence was starting to crack. He likes movies and clubs, she stuttered. He goes out daily. This time even Ryan smiled slightly, because it was completely wrong. He hated noise, hated crowds. He loved silence, nature, peace. Every single day, he spent time alone, just breathing, just thinking. Now people started looking at her differently. Not believing her, but doubting her. I stepped closer. My voice stayed calm, but sharper now. Now tell me, who are you? Her face turned pale. Her hands started shaking. Or, I said slowly, should I call the police? That was it. She broke. No, no, please, she cried. I'll tell everything. And in that moment, everything changed. The room leaned in as she spoke, her voice trembling. "I'm not his wife," she said. Gasps filled the air. I was paid." My heart tightened instantly. "Paid?" someone shouted. She nodded quickly, tears forming in her eyes. "I needed money. I'm pregnant. I had no support." Her voice shook as she continued. "And he offered me money." My eyes narrowed. "Who?" I asked. Her hand slowly lifted, shaking, uncertain. And then it pointed toward the crowd. Everyone turned at once. And there he was. Standing there, calm just moments ago, now completely frozen. Ryan's close friend. His business partner. The same man who had been enjoying the party, smiling, watching everything unfold. His face turned pale. For a second, no one moved. Then suddenly, he tried to leave. But people stepped in front of him. "Where are you going?" someone shouted. He stopped. Caught. Exposed. "This is not what it looks like," he tried to speak. "Then what is it?" Ryan said, his voice no longer confused. It was cold, sharp, dangerous. "I trusted you," Ryan said slowly, every word heavy. "I gave you everything." The room fell silent again as he continued. "You had nothing. I brought you into my business. I gave you work. I gave you respect. I treated you like family." His voice started breaking. "And this is what you did." The man looked down, silent. Then suddenly he shouted. "I wanted you to lose everything." The room froze. "You had everything," he continued, his voice filled with bitterness. "Respect, success, the perfect life. And I had nothing. So I decided to take it all from you." Silence fell again. Heavy, suffocating. Disgust spread across the room as the truth came out completely. The pregnant woman cried quietly, her voice breaking. "I didn't know it would go this far. I just needed money." I closed my eyes for a moment, then opened them and looked at Ryan. The man I almost doubted. The man who never lied. Ryan turned toward his friend again, but now there was no anger. Only disappointment. "You're done," he said quietly. The man looked up. "What?" "You're fired," Ryan said firmly. "From today, you have nothing in my business." His voice was final. "And from today, you have no place in my life. Never show me your face again." The man stood there, completely broken. No one supported him. No one defended him. Whispers filled the room. Shameful. Disgusting. He looked around, hoping someone would stand by him. But no one did. Then suddenly, someone stepped forward. "Throw him out." And just like that, two men grabbed him. He struggled, shouting, "Let go of me." But his voice meant nothing now. They dragged him toward the door while everyone watched in silence, judging. And just like that, he was thrown out. Without respect, without dignity, with nothing but shame. Slowly, the room came back to life. People whispered, apologized, looked ashamed. But I didn't care about them. I looked at Ryan. And he looked at me. For a moment, nothing else existed. Then slowly, he walked toward me, his eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," he whispered. I shook my head. "You did nothing wrong," I said softly. His voice broke as he said, "Today I'm standing here only because of you. When everyone blamed me, you believed me." He held my hands tightly. "I don't know what I did to deserve you. But I'm thankful every single day." My eyes filled with tears. But this time, they weren't from pain. They were from relief, from pride, from love. I stepped closer and hugged him tightly. Because we didn't just survive this moment. We proved something. Trust. Real trust. The kind that doesn't break, even when the whole world stands against it. Slowly, the music started again. The decorations still shined. The cake was still there. And life moved forward. Because some storms don't break you. They show you who is really standing with you. And that day, I realized I didn't just have a husband. I had a partner. And together, we were stronger than anything.